and welcome to another episode of MineCrime. You ready? Because this story is crazy. Nikko Jenkins is an American spree killer who was convicted of 4 killings in Omaha, Nebraska in 2013. Of his victims, only one of them Nikko had met before the killing. This strange case has more than a few twists in it, with an ancient Egyptian god being at the forefront. So on to his early life. Nikko was born on September 16, 1986 in Colorado. Before his killing spree, he had previously been arrested for carjacking and assault. While in prison, he was sentenced to 21 years, of which he only served 10 and a half. Due to how recent these murders are, I will be leaving out names of all the victims to maintain privacy. Only 1 month after being released from prison in 2013, Nikko would go on to murder 4 people. On August 11th, 2 people were found in a white Ford pickup truck parked near a city swimming pool in Spring Lake Park. One of the victims was shot in the head. The other was shot in the genital area. Nikko lured the 2 men using his cousin and sister as bait, promising the men sexual favors. Only 8 days later, another man was killed by Nikko. This was the only victim that was known to him, as they had met in prison. The victim was shot twice in the back. It was later found that the victim and Nikko had posed for a Facebook photo together a day before the killing. Nikko's final victim was killed only 2 days after the previous victim. They were shot multiple times, the body found lying in the street. Nikko was arrested on August 30th, only 9 days after the latest killing. He confessed to all 4 murders on September 3rd during his 8-hour interrogation. While he confessed to the murders, he said the killings were a sacrifice to Apophis, an ancient Egyptian deity who embodied chaos. Despite this, Nikko was deemed competent to stand trial. A little background on Apophis. Apophis is the Egyptian god of chaos, often seen as the enemy of Ra, the sun god. Apophis was never worshipped, nor did he have a cult, but was often seen in mythology trying to kill Ra or prevent the rising of the sun. Apophis is often depicted as a coiled snake or chopped into pieces. Apophis existed before creation, when everything was quote-unquote whole. He despised creation as it set to separate everything, land and sea, night and day, male and female. He sought to destroy the sun, as the sun was the first sign of creation. On November 3rd, Nikko wrote a judge saying that he wished to plead guilty to all 4 counts of murder, further explaining that after he dies, he would protect Apophis's kingdom with animalistic, savage brutality. 3 months later, on February 19, 2014, Nikko filed a federal lawsuit against the state of Nebraska for $24.5 million. Nikko claimed that he told guards he was hearing a voice from Apophis but was ignored. Nikko also claimed that months spent in solitary confinement augmented his schizophrenia, and he blamed correctional officers for his killings. Nikko said that mental illnesses was to blame for what had been done, and a judge ordered a psych evaluation be done on him. A psychiatrist said that Nikko had an antisocial personality disorder, but was faking psychotic symptoms. Nikko was found competent to stand trial, and during the court proceedings, he maintained that he was at the command of Apophis. Jenkins would speak in tongues, howl, and burst out in laughter while in court. But on April 16th, he was found guilty of all 4 killings. Nikko was originally scheduled to be sentenced on August 11th, but was delayed for another psych evaluation. Doctors refused to house Nikko at the hospital, but agreed to see him at the prison. Finally, in May 2017, Nikko was sentenced to 450 years in prison. Nikko filed for an appeal, but on April 20th, 2020, the Supreme Court denied his request. A 46-year-old woman has confirmed her plans to marry Nikko Jenkins. The 46-year-old Texan met Nikko while volunteering with a non-profit inmate advocacy group. Nikko had the woman's name tattooed across his forehead, a move that made the woman unhappy. She said, quote, "I was very ticked off that he did that. He doesn't need to be self-mutilating like that," end quote. This isn't the first time Nikko has self-harmed while in prison. Nikko carved the word Satan into his head, cut his tongue so that it would be forked, and even used a knife to slice his member to make it look like a serpent.
I'd sleep with him.
What? Why?
Just to see what it's like. That schnick got me acting strange.
Okay. The woman who wishes to marry Nikko had this to say about him. He's an enigma. He has feelings. He's very sensitive. He's very intelligent. And yes, he's very manipulating. In conclusion, Nikko has an interesting story, killing 4 people at the command of an ancient Egyptian serpent god, suing the state of Nebraska for almost $25 million, and possibly getting married while serving out a life in prison. While Nikko's story is exciting, he will likely never be released from prison, and for good reason. 4 people lost their lives to this man. I would like to close out with this episode of MineCrime with a quote from the woman who wishes to marry Nikko. Quote, "He's not what the media has made him out to be," end quote. Nikko has claimed to have mental illness since he was a child, and that spending 5 years in solitary confinement exacerbated his condition. Is Nikko mentally ill? Is he faking it, as the psychiatrist said? Or is he under the command of Apophis? I'll leave that up to you to decide for yourselves. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know if there are any more crimes you would like us to cover. Until then, see ya!